Hey guys, my name is Danny and I'm your life and relationship coach. And today I wanted to talk about infidelity, specifically if your husband cheated. First and foremost, if you find yourself in this situation, I empathize with you. I know this is not an easy situation and it can be incredibly difficult to navigate because you are in the thick of it, right? So finding a logical solution can be really hard right now because you are going through the emotions. You are at a heightened state and you don't really know how to process what is happening. As difficult as that situation may be, you are not alone. Unfortunately, this is something that I deal with quite often in my one-on-one coaching sessions. And that does not take away from your experience, right? Because you are going through that experience right now. But I want you to understand that you are not the only person going through this. There's a community of people around you that have experienced or are experiencing the same thing. And there is a possibility, there is a hope for fixing, for repairing, for rectifying it. But it is a decision that you have to make. So if you want to stay in the relationship, then there are some tips and tools and recommendations that I can provide you in order to start to process the infidelity itself. But if you are wanting to know how to exit the relationship, this is not the video for you. We have other videos on the channel that talk about exiting a relationship after infidelity or after the breach of trust. But this one specifically is for individuals who are wanting to repair the relationship and move forward in processing the emotions. So with that being said, let's get into the first recommendation. The first one is allow yourself to grieve. Give yourself the space, right? If you just try to sweep it under the rug, if you try to bottle your emotions, you try to compartmentalize everything right away, it is going to come out later on down the road. It is less productive and it is not an effective thing to do in regards to trying to repair the relationship. Right? Allow yourself to grieve. You have to feel the pain. You have to feel the hurt because once you have processed those feelings and once you have gone through that emotional journey, then you can start to approach the relationship, approach the process from a little bit more of a logical and a rational standpoint. As difficult as that may sound, it is absolutely crucial and necessary, right? As life and relationship coaches, our responsibility is to provide you with tips and tools and strategies on how to navigate these things, right? And we offer you support and we offer you some guidance. But if the emotional pain that you are feeling is too deep, and it runs too deep because there are other insecurities that have happened in your life, because there are emotional traumas, because there's familial trauma, there's childhood trauma, whatever the case may be, my recommendation to you is to find a certified therapist, psychologist who can help you to unpack those emotions, right? And if you don't know where to start with that, one of my recommendations is going to psychologytoday.com and typing in your zip code, and it pulls up a list of all the therapists and psychologists in your area. So that would be the first step. The second one is take time to process. Allow yourself the ability to sit back and really try to understand what happened, right? Why did the infidelity occur? Is there any role that you played in the infidelity? And I want to be very cautious here and I want to be very clear when I say this. A lot of people get upset and offended when I say, what was your role in the infidelity? Because the immediate reaction is, well, I'm not the one that cheated. My partner's the one that cheated. So it has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with them. But the reality is that a relationship is a two-way street and you have to be able to take accountability for your actions as well. You know, maybe you weren't giving your partner as much attention as they wanted. Maybe you guys never really had communication or you never spoke about your needs and your expectations and boundaries. Maybe you were constantly focused on something else. Maybe they are a very intimate person and their love language is physical touch, but your love language is words of affirmation. So you never really met in the middle in regards to your ability to connect to one another. There are multiple different things that could have happened. Now, I'm not saying that you should feel guilty or you should feel bad. Absolutely not. But there is a sense of needing to dive in deep and ask yourself the tough questions in order to get to the root of the issue. Now, this is also something that your partner is going to have to do if they want to repair the relationship as well. They're going to have to take accountability for their actions. They're going to have to identify what is at the root and what is the issue and what led them to betray you or to commit the act of infidelity. So this is a two-way street. The third thing is Prepare a list of questions for your partner. So often I find that when a person is hit with the news of infidelity, of course they are destroyed, right? Emotions are just all over the place. And that is when you want to ask all the questions. Who is she? Who is he? What did they do? Where did you guys meet? How long has this been going on for? The questions can go on and on and on and on. But if you are at a heightened emotional state, it is not going to be very productive. It's not going to be very efficient. And what's going to end up happening is that your partner will get on the defensive and you probably will not get anywhere. I know it is difficult because you just want to be able to explode and rip your partner apart and get all the details and information that you possibly can. But if you really want to repair the relationship, if you really want to move forward, take a step back. Allow yourself to process, allow yourself to grieve and feel the emotions. Take the time to reflect on the root issues and then sit down, write down your questions and have a conversation with your partner and present those questions to them. The fourth one, and one of the primary ones, is set expectations and boundaries. So at this point, obviously it is going to take time to gain trust, right? You're going to have to be able to feel like your partner is invested in the process and they are wanting to fix the situation. And in order to do that, they are going to have to be consistent. There's going to have to be a sense of congruency going on here. So the reality of the situation is it's going to take time. They're going to have to earn your trust back. And in order to do that, my recommendation is to set healthy boundaries. So if that means no intimacy for an extended period of time until you feel comfortable enough and safe enough to be able to do that, that is absolutely reasonable. If you feel like your partner needs to sleep in a different bedroom right now because you just can't be in the same room with them, that is absolutely reasonable. Do what it is that you need to do to protect yourself through the process of grieving and getting through the emotional trauma before you start to maybe compromise and flex on some of these boundaries. Now, keep in mind, try not to set unrealistic boundaries, right? So for example, if your partner cheated with somebody at work and they're a coworker, if you say to your partner, the only way I'm going to stay with you is if you quit your job. Right now during COVID, for example, it's very difficult to find a job. And if there are bills that need to be paid, if there's a mortgage that needs to be paid and both of you working contributes to the livelihood, asking your partner to quit their job and find another job may not necessarily be the most rational decision, right? So make sure that with the boundaries that you're setting and the expectations that you're setting are realistic. The fifth and final one is do not seek revenge. Revenge is not productive. It's not healthy. There's no positive result that would come from that, right? If you want to seek revenge and you really want to get back at your partner, then this is not the video for you. This is to repair the relationship. This is to start the process of getting through the emotional trauma so that you can actually rebuild a stronger relationship at the end of this. So if the only thing that you are thinking about right now is getting back at your partner, you have not done the work. You have not sat down and processed the emotions. You have not grieved. You have not written down the questions. You have not done the things that you need to do in order to be able to move forward in the relationship. So I highly recommend and I invite you to think about why you want to commit revenge, why you want to get back at your partner. Now, I know that seems like a very simple answer because they hurt you and you want to hurt them, but that's not going to resolve anything. If you guys liked or related to this video, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below. I love having open dialogue with people. So if this is something that you related to, maybe you think that I missed something, please make sure you leave your comments down below. Maybe you just want to dive in a little bit deeper. You want more details. You can visit us at happilycommitted.com where we have a multitude of different articles and blogs and videos related to this topic and many other topics as well. If you want to book a one-on-one coaching session with myself or any of the other amazing coaches because you feel like your circumstance or your situation is very particular, it's different, we would be more than happy to guide you and support you through that process. Again, my name is Danny. I'm your life and relationship coach. Hope you guys are staying happy and healthy, and I'll see you guys soon.